Listen frequently asked questions 2. Bad nozzle check basics for Epson desktop inkjet printers. Before we start, perhaps I'd better show you the nature of modern inkjet ink. When applied to the coated side of inkjet paper, it dries almost instantly. So well, in fact, that some good ink sets turn waterproof at this point. See how I can run this license print under running water. Let's do that just off camera. I'm going to drip the water everywhere. So I've soaked this print. Okay. And the image is fixed already so that it will not run. So that's a running water on the coated side of a license print. Now when we apply the ink to the other side of the paper, the uncoated side, which I've just done about an hour ago, not only does it not dry immediately, but it will remain wet for many hours, even days. Now let's just show you. It'll be like that for hour upon hour. See how the ink just will not dry. It just will not dry. So it's quite special, this coating and ink combination. Let's get this away. The underside of a typical inkjet printer's print head is coated with a material which enhances this non-drying effect. So you can see here that the ink hasn't dried. I'm just rubbing my hand over the head itself. Now that won't dry for quite some time. The underside of a typical inkjet printer's print head is coated with a layer of material which enhances the non-drying effect, and it enables you to leave an inkjet printer from days and weeks between printing jobs. But remember that whatever ink you're using, these inks must eventually dry. Now my next comment applies to all inkjet inks, whether brand OEM or third-party bulk inks. If you run your inkjet printer to produce text and fairly rough line drawings, leaving your printer for weeks on end between prints is okay. If a tiny part of your print head nozzles are obstructed with an area of dried ink, your text and rough graphics may not be perfect, but remain legible and acceptable for normal day-to-day use. However, when we wish to produce professional quality photographic prints, we absolutely must have a perfect nozzle check and head alignment at all times. If ever our photographic inkjet print exhibits a series of regular white horizontal lines or banding, we have to stop printing and check our ink flow integrity by clicking on to the utilities section of our printer driver and looking at our nozzle check printout. Now here is a normal perfect nozzle check pattern, and here is a bad nozzle check. In this case, there is a clear area. There's a clear area of nozzle check in one coloured channel, one particular channel that's missing. If the nozzle check fails to improve within 2 cycles of nozzle check and cleaning, where we may assume that all is not well. If the nozzle check printout is missing in different places with each successive printout, it is probable that we are suffering from a failure of the inkjet cartridge to maintain a good airtight seal with the print head. And air bubbles are entering the ink flow between the inkjet cartridge and the print head. Now this is the part of the inkjet head that accepts the cartridges, and let's find a cartridge to show you how it seats down. So here's a brand cartridge, and it simply sits down. It sits down into this location. Now the airtight seal between the cartridge and this head is absolutely vital. Without this airtight seal we will fail to get a good reliable nozzle check. So this is the crux of inkjet printing. Let's put that down there. If the nozzle check printout is missing in different places within each successive printout, it's probable that we're suffering from a failure of the inkjet cartridge to maintain a good airtight seal with the print head, and air bubbles are entering the ink flow between the inkjet cartridge and print head. The probable cure for this is to clean the print head spigot that pierces the cartridge with a cotton bud soaked in hot water. So we'll clean around these spigots with hot water all around these, and in the case of a pre-filled cartridge we simply replace the pre-filled cartridge, and in the case of a continuous ink system we'd simply order up a new cartridge, a new continuous ink system cartridge, and replace it.